And I'm a solution consultant with Beyond 20. Today I would like to show you how to import customers from Active Directory into Cherwell on a scheduled basis. As you can see, I am inside of the Client tool in the Contact Manager portion, and I have deleted all the users from this table so that we can get a better visual of what's going on during the import. But to start this process, we're going to left click on the Admin tool. We are going to create a new blueprint, and we're going to focus here on the customer object, customer internal group member. Now you can have multiple group members in the customer object, and each group member can be tied to different parts of your Active Directory if desired. In this case, we only have one customer type and one Active Directory forest, so we're just going to map all the users right into customer internal. And I'm going to show you, if we edit the business object and go to BizOb properties, we do not have access to Active Directory yet. So we do have to get that set up. And where we get that set up at will be right here where it says Map to Active Directory. Let's go ahead and left click on that. And as you can see, we're at the welcome screen for the wizard. Let's go ahead and just left click on Next. Now if you had multiple customer types and you wanted them to map to different parts of your domain, this is where you would need to make sure that you're selecting the correct directory service. In this case, it's just Cherwell dev. And the customer internal object, make sure we scroll all the way down. It's going to want us to select the object that we're going to map over, and that's going to be users. So we're going to go ahead and map the users over to the customer internal. Let's go ahead and left click on Next. And the fields that are being mapped over, that's looking good. So let's go ahead and finish. And as we can see, the Active Directory icon now shows up. And this is where you'll be able to go through and change the mapping of fields if data is being mapped to the wrong place from AD into Cherwell. But everything here is looking okay, so let's go ahead and left click on OK. And we are going to save this blueprint. It's called AD. And we're going to publish this blueprint. Once this blueprint has been published, we will be able to go through and set up our scheduler. Perfect. All right. Now let's go ahead, now that we have had that blueprint published, let's go down on the left column to scheduling, and let's left click on that. We're going to edit the schedule, and we are going to add something here. So we're going to left click on add. And name-wise, you can name it anything you want. AD import doesn't really make a difference what the name is. Scheduling, you're most likely going to want to have this reoccurring probably about 12:01 a.m. every single day. That's looking good. And no end date on the range of reoccurrence. Of course, if you want one, you can. Action to be taken. We are going to set up an Ldap import. Once again, we need to grab the directory service and the object that it's going to be imported to, and import all of that. So yeah, it looks good. And the key is SAM account name, so yeah, it's all looking good. So let's go ahead and hit next and finished. Good. All right, and that's looking good. And you can set up error handling if you want to have a file be written. But the scheduler itself also has a log file that contains any error messages as well. This is just error handling if you want to get that configured. And now let's go ahead and test this. Now when we test it, it's actually going to run this import, so we should end up having a result of some users imported into our contact manager. So let's go ahead and left click on test. And there you go. You can see the AD import schedule was last ran on this date at this time with the status of complete. That's always good to see. We can go ahead and close that message. We can OK this. And there's our reoccurring schedule. We can always monitor this through the logs or through the scheduler itself. Let's go ahead now and exit that. And let's check our contact manager. We're going to go ahead and refresh the contact manager, and as you can see, it actually imported the users because the scheduler actually runs when you test it. And that is how you get customers imported from Active Directory into Cherwell on a daily basis. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips and tricks.